When I saw this song on Billboard's Hot 100, I flipped. This is one of the great funk dance records, 1976. This is one of the most tongue-in-cheek titles I've ever heard before. Before I go into the record, though, let me read you the top five. Let me uh, give you the top five hits the week of October 30th, 1976, to put all this into perspective. Let me pull this up. Let me pull it up for you. At number five, Billboard's Hot 100, October 30th, 1976. At number five, Fifth of Beethoven by Walter Murphy and the Big Apple Band. And at number four, up from number 15 the previous week, The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald by Gordon Lightfoot. Guess that would be his biggest hit, one of his biggest hits. Rockin' Me by Steve Miller, up from number 10 to number 3. And Disco Duck by Rick Dees at number 2. Rick Dees, I remember when Rick Dees, listen to Rick Dees back in the day when he was a DJ on WNPS in Memphis. Used to pick up WNPS here in Tuscaloosa. Their frequency was 770, 70, 780, 790, something like that. And at number one on Billboard's Hot 100, If You Leave Me Now by Chicago. Now let's go all the way down to the bottom of Billboard's Hot 100. This is where you start really getting into the Lost 45s, the bombs and songs that never made it. One of my, oh my gosh. Number 100 on Billboard's Hot 100, down from 76 the previous week. A group called Sun, Wanna Make Love, Come Flick My Big. Oh my goodness. Their sound is a bit reminiscent. You got the horn section like Earth, Wind, and Fire. Cool and the Gang comes to mind. Also, the Ohio players. Sun from Ohio. They were very prolific, though. Not well known, but they recorded prolifically for the Capitol record label between 1976 through 1984. They put out about 7 or 8 albums. Had a lot of turnover in their group members. Bob Baron Bird formed a group in Dayton, Ohio. This was back in the mid 70s, and when they got a deal with Capitol Records, but they ran into a problem when they started working on their album. There weren't enough members in the band. They needed a rhythm section. They didn't have a rhythm section. Therefore, oh my goodness. Now the legends just build. It piles up. It piles up. They brought in 2 guys, Lester and Roger Troutman. Lester Troutman would play the drum tracks on this album, and Roger Troutman would play bass. He did guitar overdubs on 4 tracks of this album of theirs, and of course, the record I want to play for you, "Want to Make Love." It sounds like when they say "Come Flick My Bick," it does sound like they're saying something else on some of the versions of that record. But Roger Troutman, they worked on this album. They were recruited. They were paid as session musicians to finish this album, to help finish this, to help get this album done. The song "Want to Make Love" went as high as number 76 on Billboard's Hot 100. God, just great jams. It's just, gosh, I wish I knew how to dance. I need one left foot, not two. And I lost my train. Oh no, I gotta go into this real quick. Roger Troutman. He used a talk box. This used a little computer on this record. He used a talk box on this record, a custom made talk box. Roger Troutman did, or maybe another group member did. But Roger Troutman, he was in the group Sap that had that R&B hit Computer Love. He also did a remake of I Heard It Through the Grapevine in the 80s, but his biggest hit, Roger Troutman's biggest hit, I Want to Be Your Man, back in 1987, where he used that custom-made talk box of his. It was very original sounding. But Roger Troutman died tragically in 1999. He was shot outside a recording studio. He was shot several times in the torso, and he was rushed to the hospital, but the operation, the surgery, was not successful. He passed away. His brother was found in his car, shot. I believe he was shot in the head, a couple of miles away, I think. But Roger Troutman on this record, man, it's a jam. Hope you enjoy this record. It's the last video of the night. This is Sun with Wanna Make Love. Come Flick My Big.